priests, rabbis and Pharisees rush to the spot. Jesus is still in the middle of the yard, on his way back from the chase. The lash is still in his hands. Who are you? How dare you do that, upsetting the prescribed ceremonies? From which school are you? We do not know you, neither do we know where you come from. I am he who is mighty. I can do anything. Destroy this true temple, and I will raise it to give praise to God. I am not upsetting the holiness of the house of God or of the ceremonies, but you are perturbing it, allowing his house to become the center of usurers and merchants. My school is the school of God. The same school as the whole of Israel had when the eternal God spoke to Moses. You do not know me. You will know me. You do not know where I come from. You will learn. And turning towards the people, without noticing the priests any longer, tall in his white tunic, with his mantle open and blowing behind his back, his arms stretched out like an orator at the most important part of his speech, he says, Listen, Israel. In Deuteronomy it is said, You are to appoint judges and scribes at all the gates, and they must administer an impartial judgment to the people. You must be impartial, you must take no bribes, for a bribe blinds wise men's eyes and jeopardize the cause of the just. Strict justice must be your ideal, so that you may live in rightful possession of the land that Yahweh your God is giving you. Listen, Israel. In Deuteronomy it is said, the priests and scribes and the whole of the tribe of Levi shall have no share or inheritance with Israel, because they must live on the foods offered to Yahweh, and on his dues they shall have no inheritance among their brothers, because Yahweh will be their inheritance. Listen, Israel. In Deuteronomy it is said, You must not lend on interest to your brother, whether the lack be of money or food or anything else. You may demand interest on a loan of a foreigner, you will lend without interest to your brother whatever he needs. The Lord said that. But now you see that in Israel judgments are administered without justice for the poor. They are not inclined to justice, but they are partial with the rich, and to be poor, to be of the common people means to be oppressed. How can the people say, Our judges are just, when they see that only the mighty ones are respected and satisfied, whereas the poor have no one who will listen to them? How can the people respect the Lord when they see that the Lord is not respected by those who should respect him more than everyone else? Does he who infringes the Lord's commandment respect him? Why then do the priests in Israel possess property and accept bribes from tax collectors and sinners, who make them offerings to obtain their favors, while they accept gifts to fill their coffers? God is the inheritance of his priests. He, the Father of Israel, is more than a father to them and provides them with food, as it is just, but not more than what is just. He did not promise money and possessions to his servants of the sanctuary. In eternal life, they will possess heaven for their justice, as Moses, Elijah, Jacob and Abraham will, but in this world they must have but a linen garment and a diadem of incorruptible gold. Purity and charity, and their bodies must be subject to their souls, which are to be subject to the true God, and their bodies are not to be masters over their souls and against God. I have been asked on what authority I do this, and on what authority do they violate God's command and allow in the shade of the sacred walls usury on their Brothers of Israel, who have come to obey the divine command? I have been asked from what school I come, and I replied, from God's school, yes, Israel, I have come from, and I will take you back to that holy and immutable school. Who wants to know the light, the truth, the way? Who wants to hear once again the voice of God speaking to his people? Let him come to me. You followed Moses through the deserts, Israel. Follow me, because I shall lead you through a far worse desert to the true blessed land. At God's command, I will draw you to it across an open sea. I will cure you of all evils, lifting up my sign. The time of grace has come. The prophets expected it and died waiting for it. The prophets prophesied it and died in that hope. The just have dreamt of it and died comforted by that dream. It is now here. Come. The Lord is about to judge his people and have mercy on his servants, as he promised through Moses. The people crowding round Jesus stand open-mouthed listening to him. Then they comment on the new rabbi's words and ask his companions questions. Jesus goes to another yard, separated from this one only by a porch. His friends follow him, and the vision ends.